Are you hopping forward in your snatch or in the clean when you're doing Olympic lift? In this video, we're going to show you how to fix it. Hey, it's Drew Dillon from Project Lift, and guess what? Today's video, we're going to show you exactly how you can fix the hopping forward in the snatch or the clean. I always like to joke, when athletes are doing the snatch long jump, not only does it look stupid, but you don't get force where you need to get force. And if you're watching this video, I imagine you know it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you a few causes of why this happens, and I'm going to show you some really simple fixes that you can do to make it go away. Now, if you're watching this video, I imagine you want to get better at your Olympic lifts, and if you are, I encourage you, download our free guide, How to Improve Your Olympic Lifts Now. It's going to give you some helpful tips that you can apply today. You'll be happy you did it. Now, here's the thing, guys. When this video helps you, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and pay it forward, guys. Send it to a friend that you know it can help too. Our first cause of why in the hell are we jumping forward in a snatch or a clean is because we're sending our force in the wrong direction. Remember, we want the bar to go vertical. We're trying to get the bar to move from the floor to, if it's the snatch, we're going overhead. If it's to the clean, we're going to our shoulder. But here's the kicker. We want to get the bar accelerating vertically. So anytime we put horizontal force into the bar, we just really mess it up for ourselves, and it's a big cause of why we're hopping forward. Now, here's a super simple fix. We call it the magic line. What you're going to do is draw a line on the floor, use a piece of tape, walk up to the edge of the mat, whatever. You don't need to put plates in front of you. You don't need to put any obstacles. Don't make this dangerous for you, or if you're a coach or athletes. Put a line down on the floor. Now, here are the instructions. Put your toes up on the edge of that line and stay behind the damn line. Period. And I kid you not, as simple as that sounds, the second you hop over that line, you're going to start to feel your entire body to try to figure out why in the world you're doing this. You're going to start to feel where you're putting your force, and that is vital. It really highlights how little we feel when we're overthinking, trying to think our way through each and every position of the lift. It's normal when we're learning, so give yourself a pass. Right? So go ahead and do this. I'm curious to see what you'll find. Our instructions here: stay behind the line, let your feet move laterally to where we squat, right? Should be comfortable at that point, but there's no more thinking than that. And feel yourself throwing the hip forward to send you forward, and feel how when you drive through the floor, the bar goes vertically, you can go down, and that is happiness in one statement. All right, our second cause that makes us hop forward, that could be your issue, could have been the one I just described, could be this one, comes down to the start position. And as you learn Olympic weightlifting, you'll find that most things come down to the start position. Very rarely, it's a very rare occurrence that wherever the issue we're having is happening where the issue is happening. It's very often something we did prior that set us up to have that issue. So back to the start position, we need to be in a good start position. If you're getting set in your heels, if you're putting all your weight in your heels, you are going to be a snatch long jumper, and that's not an event. So don't be happy about that, okay? Get your foot set full to the floor. Feel your weight through the whole foot. That's what we're wanting. If I had to put an emphasis of where weight is, we're towards that base of the big toe. Ball of the foot has a bit more weight than the rest of the foot, but our whole foot is down. Now, here's the kicker where a lot of athletes get confused. That's completely different than when you're taught a traditional deadlift, right? People telling you to stay in the posterior chain, weight back, heels, heels, heels. Get your foot set with weight through the whole foot, emphasis towards the ball of the foot, if anything, okay? Now, from here, that's key. If you drive with your legs out of the start position, driving your torso, holding on the bar straight up towards the ceiling, you're gonna be all right, right? We're not gonna get too much weight towards the heels, because when we stack ourselves towards the heel and when we push, we overload the heel by the time we get to the knee. The only way we can save ourselves from falling backwards is by throwing our force forward, and that counterbalances the whole technique, right? So you got your foot set where it needs to be set. Drive here. So here's the second part. Drive through the foot so you and the bar rise vertically. The cue I love for this is thinking about the area between your shoulder blades and think about pushing it towards the ceiling, okay? Push that towards the ceiling and you'll feel yourself moving straight up off the floor versus pushing yourself back towards the heel off the floor. And that is key. So we can either be set too much in the heel at the start position, so then when we push even well, we're gonna overload the heel and have to counterbalance by throwing our hip forward, or we're going to start in a good position with our foot, but we're gonna drive towards our heel without realizing it. And when we do that, we're gonna overload the heel and have to counterbalance it. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, hit it up in the comments and we'll try to clarify. All right, our last cause that I'm gonna highlight to why we do the stupid snatch long jump is a poor arm/back strategy off the hip. Or another way to say it that's a bit condensed is you're not sure how to pull once you've driven. What in the world do your arms do? Now, if you drive, if everything from the floor to the hip is really nice and you drive at the hip and you're wanting to do Tyrannosaurus Rex arms, right? If you're wanting to reverse curl this bar over your head or to your shoulder, again, you're sending the bar, you're sending the weight forward and it's gonna pull you forward. You're gonna jump to get it. Now, if it's just the arms doing that, it's gonna be a little less. If you're doing that with your whole back, using kind of the hinge at the hip and this back motion to try to pull the bar overhead or to your shoulder, it's gonna be more of the body that's getting pulled forward. If I'm gonna break this down, so here's the fix. It's off the hip. Think about pulling that bar like a wide grip upright row in the snatch, or an upright row, just normal grip in the clean, right? Right up along the body, and then that shoulder rotates to stretch the bar out overhead. Or if we're going to the shoulder, as we're doing that upright row, we whip the elbows underneath as we immediately place it on the shoulder. So I know this is super simplified, but look at how I'm taking Chelsea through this and how her arm's moving. We're going upright row, pulling that bar close to the body to then rotate and press through, stretching that bar overhead, or we're coming up the body in an upright row, whipping our elbow underneath to immediately place it on the shoulder. So as you go through these, I'm curious, what do you find most helpful? I tried to keep the drills as simple as possible because often we overthink these things. So I want to hear back from you. What's helped you? What's not? Have you gone through all three of these and it doesn't seem to be fixing your issue? If you're doing this on your own, your camera's your best friend. Record it, check it out, break it down, and good luck to you. And until next week.